Now that's what I call high-quality H2O.
I bet you guys didn't know that chlorine causes depression. How does chlorine cause depression? I'll tell you exactly how chlorine causes depression. So, chlorine, first of all, is a toxic poison, and it can absorb through your skin. It can also be taken in a lot of other ways. You can inhale it, and that causes a lot of problems. Just try inhaling it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But the main thing I'm talking about here is it absorbs through your skin. All right, so chlorine has now absorbed through your skin. What happens when it absorbs through your skin? Your body can't recognize the difference between chlorine and iodine. They're both halogens, okay? So what does the body do with iodine? It uses it. It'll use it, it'll store it in your thyroid and use it for hormone production, okay? But what if your body has stored a bunch of chlorine up instead of iodine, thinking that it has iodine, but it doesn't have any iodine? It's got chlorine. Not only now do you have an iodine deficiency, but you've got a surplus of toxic chlorine in your thyroid that's responsible for helping you produce hormones. When your hormones are not properly balanced, it causes all kinds of issues. One of the major issues it caused with me was hyperthyroidism, okay? During this time when I had hyperthyroidism, that was the roughest, okay? That was the hardest struggle of depression. But let me just say, over the years that I've been a pool guy, as I've reflected on these years, I've realized that I've struggled with bouts of depression throughout the entire time. Hard to wake up in the morning, hard to go to work, hard to find purpose. And lots of times you just think that this is just mental things that you're dealing with. Do you ever consider that it's a toxin, a poison that you're introducing to your body that's affecting your behavior, affecting your thoughts, affecting your mood? Because that's what it is, guys. Chlorine is a poisonous, carcinogenic toxin. I know we're so used to using it. Everyone says, well, a little bit isn't gonna hurt you. I don't like that argument, guys. I don't want any toxins in my life whatsoever. We've got one body, we've got one life. Why not live as naturally, as healthy, as pure as possible? Like, I can't think of any other toxin that I find acceptable to put into my body. None of them. If I know that I'm putting a toxin in my body or exposing myself to a poisonous toxin, I immediately do everything that I can to avoid it. So, of course it's going to affect your mood. It's a poisonous toxin. Honestly, it will kill you. Too much exposure to it will kill you. It's been used in war. You know, there's nothing good about it. I should have brought, I'm gonna do another one of these videos and I'm gonna have a chlorine bucket right here. And I'm gonna read off to you what it says on the, if you got a chlorine bucket, go get your chlorine bucket. Read what it says. If it comes in contact with your skin, what you're supposed to do. Check this out. I was just en route. I'm not en route as much as I used to be anymore, so my exposure to chlorine isn't nearly as much as it used to be. Okay, so I had a guy go on vacation. I covered for him for the week that he was gone. All week long, I'm coming in contact with tabs. Now, I know how toxic and poisonous they are. I do everything I can to limit my contact with them as much as possible. But we have to add tabs to some of these pools that haven't converted to natural sanitation yet. So whenever I grab the tabs, I use 2 fingers. Those 2 fingers, these 2 right here. At the end of the week, these 2 fingers, you can almost see it still a little bit right here, but you guys can't see it because it's already starting to heal up because it was over a week ago now. But the 2 places that I grabbed tabs, that skin had become so dry that I could just pick it and peel it away. It was like become calloused. The skin was dead, guys, just from coming into very minor contact with chlorine tabs over the course of 1 week and washing my hands off every chance I got. As soon as I dropped those tabs in the floater or the chlorinator, I washed all of the chlorine off of my hands as quickly as possible. Okay, that's what it did to my fingers. Can you imagine if you get a little bit of that dust in your lungs? Or if you're getting a little bit of that dust in your lungs on a regular basis. If you're a pool guy, that's what's happening. You need to start avoiding the chlorine, the smell, the gas, the odor, the dust, like it's the plague, guys, because it is the plague. I think it's worse than the plague. It's one of the strongest poisons on the planet. It's a weapon of war. The fact that we're using it in our pools is crazy to me. It's the easy way out. It's not even the easy way out. It's the hard way out. Like it costs more. It causes problems. It causes staining. The easy way out is natural sanitation. But that's not what this is about. This is about, you need to be aware. You don't understand that chlorine is causing more issues than you even think about. I'll bet you never put two and two together that when you're waking up in the morning not feeling very well, struggling with depression, that it's got a direct, the chlorine you're exposing yourself to has a direct impact on that. If you can eliminate the poisons and the toxins out of your life, you will be astounded on what it's going to do for your mood and well-being overall and health. It'll change your complete trajectory. That's why we're all in with these natural pools. So anyhow, that's just one of the things that chlorine causes. We haven't even talked about skin issues, hair, eyes, cardiovascular issues, asthma, you name it. We're just sticking to depression on this one, okay? Because that greatly affects your quality of life. You know how it does when you're depressed. Like, you don't even want to get out of bed in the morning, and you can't find motivation to do anything that's good for you to help you feel better, okay? So that's got to be addressed. Limit your exposure to chlorine. Start wearing some gloves or something like that. Never breathe that stuff. If you ever see gas, run away. It is not okay to be poisoned, ever. Even if you're like, oh, well, I'm okay, the next day it's fine, and your eyes are all red and snot's running down your nose and your face is itching and you can barely catch your breath. That's never okay, guys. Never okay. All right, we'll talk more later. See you guys.